In the high-stakes world of NBA player movement, LeBron James is sparking a heated debate, despite still being a dominant force. A recent report from ESPN's Bobby Marks reveals that several teams are hesitant to dismantle their rosters to acquire the 40-year-old Lakers star. The sentiment from some corners of the league is that signing LeBron might not be a good business move. LeBron's impact is undeniable, with his exceptional three-point shooting, unparalleled court vision, and veteran leadership. He's been a pillar of the league for nearly 2 decades. However, the reality of his age, coupled with the immense cost of a potential trade, is causing teams to think twice. As one NBA executive commented, "LeBron is an icon, but at this point, we need to think long-term. We can't mortgage our future for a couple more seasons." This statement perfectly encapsulates a significant shift in the NBA. Teams are increasingly prioritizing youth, future draft picks, and sustainable long-term projection over sacrificing assets for even a legendary veteran in the twilight of his career. For the Los Angeles Lakers, this presents a complex dilemma. With LeBron on the roster, they guarantee a draw for fans and a captivating show every night. His presence alongside Luka Doncic sets up a tantalizing duo. However, if these trade rumors intensify, the Lakers might be forced to consider options that once seemed unthinkable, potentially letting go of their star to rejuvenate their team around Doncic and build for a more extended future. LeBron recently picked up his $52.6 million player option, indicating his desire for every remaining season to count and putting pressure on the Lakers to build a contending roster. Yet, the reported reluctance from other teams to trade for him directly impacts the Lakers' leverage in potential deals. Ultimately, the upcoming season will be crucial. While time waits for no one, LeBron's fans remain fervent, confident that the King always has an ace up his sleeve. The question is whether LeBron can continue to defy these evolving expectations and prove that he still has enough left to justify a team's long-term investment, or if the league's focus has truly shifted beyond even his legendary status. The Denver Nuggets are making big moves. In a surprising shake-up, the Nuggets are trading Michael Porter Jr. and an unprotected 2032 first-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for forward Cameron Johnson. This marks the first major splash from Denver's new front office, led by Ben Tenzer and John Wallace. This blockbuster trade has significant financial implications for the Nuggets. By moving Porter's contract, which has a hefty $38.3 million due next season and $40.8 million in 2026-27. For Johnson's $21 million next season and $23 million the following, Denver gets off a substantial amount of salary. This maneuver immediately pulls the Nuggets out from under the luxury tax and, crucially, opens up the ability to use most of a $14.1 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception. And they wasted no time using that newfound flexibility. Following the trade, the Nuggets swiftly brought back fan-favorite Bruce Brown, who agreed to a 1-year deal for the veteran's minimum. Brown was a pivotal piece of Denver's 2023 championship team. Known for his versatile defense and timely scoring, he averaged 11.5 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game during that title run, after a stint with the Raptors and Pelicans last season, where he averaged 8.3 points. Brown is now reunited with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Looking at the new addition, Cameron Johnson appears to be an excellent fit for the Nuggets system. The 6'8" forward is coming off a breakout season with the Nets, where he averaged 18.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, and shot an impressive 39% from beyond the arc. Johnson is known as a solid 3-and-D player, but he also showed increased ability to create his own shot in Brooklyn, adding a new dimension to his game. While he has battled injuries in his career, not exceeding 60 games since 2021-22, his skill set complements Denver's core perfectly. For the Nets, acquiring Porter gives them a career 40% three-point shooter and a key scoring option as they continue their rebuilding process. Porter spent his entire 6-year career with the Nuggets, playing a crucial role in their championship run and finishing second in franchise history in made three-pointers, trailing only Jamal Murray. This has been a period of significant change for the Nuggets, who also made a coaching change late last season, elevating David Adelman to head coach. These aggressive moves by the new front office signal a clear intent to retool and maximize the championship window around their superstar. Nikola Jokic. The Dallas Mavericks have made a significant splash in NBA free agency, reportedly agreeing to a 2-year, $13 million deal with free agent point guard D'Angelo Russell. This move is set to address a critical need for the Mavericks as they prepare for the upcoming season. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, the Mavericks will utilize their $5.7 million taxpayer mid-level exception to sign the one-time All-Star. The deal also includes a player option for the second season, giving Russell flexibility. Russell is expected to step directly into the starting lineup, filling the void left by Kyrie Irving, who is recovering from a torn ACL. Irving, who recently agreed to a 3-year, $119 million contract with the Mavs, suffered the injury late last season and is optimistic about returning early in the 2026 portion of the schedule. Russell's presence ensures the Mavericks have a veteran playmaker at the helm until Irving is back to full strength, at which point Russell can transition into a key reserve role. This signing highlights the Mavericks' strategic financial planning. Irving's decision to take a pay cut from his $43 million player option allowed the team to stay under the salary cap's second apron, thus enabling them to use the taxpayer mid-level exception to acquire Russell. Russell, at 29 years old, boasts career averages of 17.3 points and 5.7 assists per game. Last season, split between the Los Angeles Lakers and Brooklyn Nets, he averaged 12.6 points and 5.1 assists. He'll also be reuniting with former Lakers teammate Anthony Davis in Dallas, which could foster immediate chemistry on the court. Mavericks officials, along with CAA co-heads of basketball Austin Brown and Aaron Mintz, and Antonio Russell, finalized this agreement swiftly after free agency officially began. This addition of D'Angelo Russell signals the Mavericks' intent to remain competitive from day one of the season, even as they await Kyrie Irving's full recovery. The Los Angeles Lakers are quickly reshaping their roster as NBA free agency begins, focusing on their wing depth, while still pursuing a priority center. LA has reportedly agreed to a 2-year, $12 million contract with forward Jake LaRavia. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, this move was made possible by the departure of Dorian Finney-Smith, who agreed to a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Houston Rockets on Monday. The Lakers will use a portion of the $14.1 million mid-level exception that became available after Finney-Smith's exit. Finney-Smith, a valuable 3-and-D contributor, finished last season averaging 7.9 points and 3.6 rebounds with the Lakers. He's currently recovering from left ankle surgery, but is expected to be pain-free and ready for training camp with his new team in Houston, who recently acquired Kevin Durant. For the Lakers, LaRavia, at 6'8" and 235 pounds, brings a reputation as a tenacious defender with playmaking capabilities. The 23-year-old found his footing last season after a trade to the Sacramento Kings, averaging 8.6 points on an impressive 43.9% from three-point range in the 12th of March games. Despite other suitors, LaRavia viewed the Lakers as the ideal spot for his future. The Lakers had initially been interested in re-signing Finney-Smith, especially after trading 3 second-round picks, D'Angelo Russell and Maxwell Lewis, to acquire him last December. However, his departure opened up Plan B in free agency. By letting Finney-Smith walk, LA gained access to the full mid-level exception, rather than the more restrictive taxpayers MLE, and also the biannual exception. This financial discipline highlights the Lakers' long-term strategy, preserving cap space for 2027, when the team expects to have room to sign a max salary free agent. Despite Finney-Smith being a popular locker room figure and contributing to a 14-6 record in his 20 starts, the Lakers prioritized future flexibility. With Jake LaRavia now in the fold, the Lakers add a promising young wing who fits their defensive and shooting needs, all while maintaining crucial cap flexibility for future big moves. The LA Clippers are wasting no time in free agency, making a significant addition to their frontcourt. Veteran free agent center Brook Lopez has reportedly agreed to a 2-year, $18 million deal with the Clippers. Sources tell ESPN. Lopez, a highly sought-after player, joins the Clippers to bolster a front line that already features emerging starting center Ivica Zubac, who had a career-high season with 16.8 points and 12.6 rebounds. Lopez brings a unique skill set that complements Zubac perfectly. At 7'1", he offers championship experience and critical floor spacing, shooting an impressive 37.3% from behind the arc last season. His ability to stretch the floor will be invaluable for head coach Ty Lue's offensive scheme. On the defensive end, Lopez provides elite rim protection, averaging 1.9 blocks last season, a skill that will be highly valued by defensive assistant coach Jeff Van Gundy. He'll also be reunited with former Nets head coach Lawrence Frank, now the Clippers' president of basketball operations. This addition gives James Harden and Kawhi Leonard another versatile weapon on offense and a big man who can battle against the toughest opposing centers in the Western Conference. Like Nikola Jokic, who led the Denver Nuggets to a 7-game first-round victory over the Clippers last season. The Clippers have been incredibly busy this week, signaling their intent to contend. Just recently, James Harden agreed to a new 2-year, $81.5 million deal, which includes a player option and partial guarantee in the second year. Aligning his timeline with Kawhi Leonard, the team also intends to re-sign veteran forward Nick Batum to a 2-year, $11.5 million deal, with Lopez now in the fold, bringing his blend of outside shooting, rim protection, and veteran savvy. The Clippers are clearly committed to fortifying their roster and making a serious push in the competitive Western Conference.